What is up, everybody? I am joined with Alex. We have a great show plan. I think we're going to have a good time having a few brews. All right. This show, like every show that I do, brought to you by the fine folks at Quick Trip. Go over to Quick Trip. You just missed, it was National Macaroni and Cheese Day yesterday. I went down there, scooped up some macaroni and cheese. I saw a lot of people like on Twitter everywhere was scooping up the macaroni and cheese. If you haven't had Quick Trip macaroni and cheese, go get yourself some. Anyway, so shout out to Quick Trip. I'm joined with Alex. I'm going to let you introduce yourself because this show, like most of my shows, is just Packers talk, which we'll do today. We're definitely going to talk some Packers. But you're involved with an incredible foundation. But first, before we get into that, introduce yourself.
Awesome. Hey, speaking of Quick Trip really quick,
Yeah.
if you haven't had their buffalo sauce with some of that chicken they make now, ooh, get you some of that.
Yeah, I haven't tried, but actually, I've had people say that. Like, I've had like their chicken, like the regular chicken and the chicken tenders. It is very good. But I definitely have to check that out.
For sure. So hello everyone. My name is Alex Dvorak. I'm a staffer for Team Wisconsin for the Fallen Outdoors. Fallen Outdoors is a 501 Charlie 3 nonprofit. It's 100% volunteer driven. It's done by veterans, for veterans, Gold Star families, National Guardsmen, active duty personnel on leave. Thank you, Mark. Basically, what we do is we raise funds to take our own on hunting and fishing trips at little to no cost to them. But something I just started doing is I'd use that time to offer a platform because 22 veterans are still falling to their demons each day, and I personally think that's one of the biggest problems in this country that no one talks about. So I mean, if I take a couple Vietnam era guys out, and if catching a bass, provides them a little relief from whatever they're struggling with, then I'm doing my part. I've only been a staffer for 3 months, 3 or 4 months. I'm still relatively new. I actually got involved. A buddy of mine told me about them, so I joined their Facebook page. And a couple weeks later, I was just kind of scrolling through, hadn't really checked it out yet, and I saw a post for a dog. And at the time, my fiance and I, love you, Ivy, um, we uh, we were looking for a dog, and I just happened to be the first one to message the lady. I didn't even tell her at the time that I got in contact with someone, and all of a sudden, a couple weeks later, talks got serious, and I think she's on rabbit patrol by the back window right now. She'll probably come down and jump on my lap at some point. Uh, but yeah, after that, I've been out for almost 7 years, and I hadn't really had a chance to get involved in the veteran community. I've been so busy in my personal life, getting my house and engagement, in order, and getting my new career back on track. And but this way, I mean, I do a lot of hunting and fishing as it is, so there's not much better ways you can give back than being with people you love, doing something you love, essentially. So um,
Yeah, I think it's great because we were talking a little bit before we started because like I'm the last person to say anything. I know nothing about being a veteran. Like first of all, like remember like in high school when the army and stuff comes to the school and they ask to try to get people, they looked at me once. I knew that eye is not going to work. Keep her moving. But I couldn't do it. I know I could. I just don't have what it takes. But I think it's so cool that there's people that the Facebook group, like they can rely on each other and people that understand what they're going through, what they went through. People like me, that I don't understand. I know that it's something I can't handle, but it's not. I think it's great that what you guys do, that you're going fishing, you're hunting, you're all together, having a good time, and maybe talking or whatever it is that you guys do. But I think it's such an awesome thing. I'm glad to like put a little spotlight on it. And after we're done, I could post a link. And is there a way that people can help, like donate money to help with these trips?
yeah, absolutely. So we have a PayPal and Venmo. I actually don't have those links on me, but I will get them immediately when we're done, and we'll get those out
Yeah,
there.
I can't even do it tomorrow. Like, yeah, there's no rush, but yeah, I think it's something that a lot of people would like to help with too, because obviously these trips cost money. Everything costs money, so I think it'd be a great thing, and I'll continue to post about it, share about it. You even mentioned like me possibly going up on one of these things and get a chance to see what it's all about. And I like maybe I'll be the only guy who's a weakling and a little soft there, but
That's awesome. Yeah. Speaking of money, I know I've been talking to you about this a little bit, but on July 24th, at the last time I counted, I think I was somewhere between 50 to 60 veterans. Um, we're basically, oh, here she is. Hi, Sassy. We're basically getting a bunch of boats together and getting a bunch of veterans on the water down in Fremont. Some of us are going to go upriver into Partridge Lake and stay on the river. Some are going to go downriver into Lake Poygan. But we're going to fish for a full 8 hours. And then the Bridge Bar in Fremont was nice enough to host us for an after party, which we kind of turned into a fundraiser now. I've gotten all sorts of donations from gift cards from Rico's Family Restaurant in Appleton. Um, I've got so many baits in my basement right now. I cannot wait to get
yeah.
them out of there. It's insane. Some soaps from Floppy Ear Farms in Reedsville, and I'm putting together a package for the Labor Day weekend up at Crandon when they do those races. I happen to know a couple people involved in that sport, and one of them, he's a very decorated Pro 4 and Pro 2 racer. Keegan Kincaid hooked it up big time. Um, he gave me one of his used race helmets signed. I
All
know it's
right.
still dirty, so it doesn't get more authentic than that. But yeah, we've got all tons of stuff. I think there's what 6 or 7 guided trips we're giving away as well. Um, but all the money that we raise that day is going to go into the team account, and that'll help fund our future trips we have coming up. It replenishes our apparel that we sell. And if anyone wants to get involved, August 14th, we're looking for volunteers out in Hudson for there's like a national trap shoot event. And TFO is tasked with refereeing, and we need 45 bodies, and we're not quite there yet. So if anyone out there wants to get involved or just volunteer their time, we could definitely use the help. And as far as donations go, if anybody is interested in donating to either that event on the 24th or just in general, being that we're a 501 Charlie 3 company, we can actually get you the paperwork if you want to get your money back come tax season. So,
Yeah. So, but how many trips do you guys do a year?
um, it all depends because everybody on the staff does it in their free time. It all depends how busy we are. I will say though that since Team Wisconsin was founded, each year their attendance numbers have doubled. For example, last year I believe the grand total was 258. This year we've already passed 500, and
All right.
I don't know if 1,000 is a realistic goal, but I'm gonna bust my ass to try to get as close to that as we can because if we can go over the top like that, and with the enough support, we can really make this thing grow, and just keep being a good influence and helping each other out and such.
Yeah. So this is a thing. Like I see some in the comments here saying that they have a similar thing on the East Coast. So is this like a national thing, and then they break it down in sections, obviously, so that people don't travel, and so they like that. You're part of the Midwest.
Yeah, so we have teams in 39 of the 50 states, including Alaska, but all 5 regions of the U.S. are covered.
All right. Yeah. So that's pretty awesome. So yeah. So you say that you've been a staffer. That means that you work on it for about 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, so basically being a staffer, it's the only requirement is that we host a minimum of 5 trips each year. Um, and since I've started, I did a trout trip, and then a 3-day thing on the O'Connell River, which we boated over 120 fish, and I think we caught 7 different species.
Oh,
And there's 2 guys that were frequent flyers with TFO that they actually just joined the staff themselves now. So this thing on the 24th will be my 5th, and then on August 6th we're hosting a party bus down to Miller Park, Amfam Field. It's not Amfam Field, it's Miller Park.
It's Miller Park. It'll always be Miller Park.
But yeah, we got a party bus booked, and all the tickets will be provided. That's going to be Friday, August 6th. If anyone wants to sign up, please join the Facebook page. All the trips that we do, doesn't matter if it's hunting, fishing, something extracurricular like that. We do all of our trips on a giveaway basis. Basically, when they see the post for each specific trip, there'll be a little thing on the bottom that says comment this to enter. And literally, there's no fee. It's super easy. All you got to do is join the page. You'll just be prompted to be asked a couple questions about your service. Once you're vetted and approved, all you got to do is type whatever phrase on, and you can go on a salmon boat for free. You can go to a brewer game for free. You know, we do all sorts of stuff. We get salmon boats donated to us all the time. It's insane.
Yeah. So you're going to a brewer game. Is this the first time that you guys have done that? Because I was thinking that'd be a great thing, like Packer game, brewer game, maybe a Bucks game. Bucks seasons. I mean, it's going to end after they win the finals.
Bucks and 6, right?
Yes, sir. But yeah, so is this like the first time going to? Because I think a brewer game, especially because it's cheaper. Like all types of people like do huge groups. Like I've been to brewer games in big groups, so I think that's like a perfect event. And you guys have any plans? Maybe going to a Packer game one of these days?
Well, if there's someone out there that would potentially,
it's a little more expensive.
to maybe donate a box or something, I'm sure we could get something together. But that's going to be probably a little tougher to make happen. But as far as the sporting events go, as Brewers specifically, I couldn't say. But last month when the Green Bay Blizzard did their military night, they gave us a whole block of seats, and
okay, that's cool.
We had a wedding that night, so I couldn't go, but I think we had like 30 or 40 guys show up or something along that line. So I mean, it was a good time, but yeah, I'm just trying to bring a new element to the group and not just do hunting and fishing specifically. I actually put a feeler out the other night to see how many members were scuba certified. And based on the overwhelming responses I got, I think next summer after my wedding, I'm going to try to plan. I don't know if I'm going to do it for like a day or if I'm going to do it for a whole weekend. But I think we're going to try to get a massive group down to either Lake Matonga in Crandon or Devil's Lake State Park and do some scuba diving together.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome. I don't think I could scuba dive. I don't know. That's I don't know. I don't do it like underwater like that. But you know, I think like one cool thing I think could be, and I'm just throwing this out there, like a Packer tailgate. Like even if you don't go to the game, like you have someone that has a cool van that can hook a TV up to it, and like there's a lot of people that do that. They'll tailgate and they'll actually just watch the game in a parking lot, or even like in a nearby yard where you can like see Lambeau Field, and it's like the coolest atmosphere. As long as you have designated drivers, because I usually get pretty tanked up in situations like that. But
I've seen you drink enough that your eyes look normal.
Yeah, the more I drink, that's how you can tell this is my first beer. Right? Because my eyes, you know, I get, dude, it's like the more I drink, I get zoned in a little bit. You know what I mean? But is there anything else that you want people to know about this? Like tomorrow, if you're listening on the podcast, people who are watching live or people who are watching after, tomorrow I'll try to get some links, figure out some ways that people can donate. If you are a veteran and you're watching and you want to know how to find this group, I can put you in the right direction. Yeah, because I'm down. Like I want to help as much as I can, because I think it's a great thing, and I think it's really beneficial to people.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. Everyone, you know, on like the military holidays or like patriotic days, you know, oh, thank you for your service, yada yada yada. Me personally, I still kind of don't know how to respond to that. I just kind of nod my head and like, You know, I say thanks, sometimes I say you're welcome, but if you have any military in your family, or your friends, or if you're just a supporter in general, I cannot say it enough. This is a very rapid growing organization, and even just a little bit of time I've spent with them, just seeing, you can tell the body language from when the trip starts to when it's done. The tone of voice in conversations. It's just I cannot say enough good things about it. If you want to support your veterans, this is, an absolutely phenomenal way to do so. We're not big corporate. We're not going to have any scandals like Wounded Warriors did. All the money we raise goes right into the team account, and that just, like I said, it funds our apparel. It funds trips. I think, what was it, mid-ish October? I gotta double check, but I know there's like 100-man pheasant hunt we're doing out in La Crosse. So it funds things like that. So
Yeah. Because I like you touched on it earlier that uh, I forget the number. Is it 22 veterans take their
yep,
life a
22
day?
fall to their demons each day.
Yeah, so that's an awful number. And I've heard a number before, but I don't know if people realize, like, dude, that's an unacceptable number. Like, there's like things like this. I think are very beneficial to hopefully scale that back and have people have an outlet where they can reach out for help or not need it because they're around people and they're not sitting at home or like whatever. I'm not sure because I'm not a veteran. I'm not sure what they deal with, but like I think it's a great thing to try to scale that back. And like hopefully the number would be zero. And I think it's great that everything that you guys are doing.
Yeah, that's the thing. One is too many, but 22 is just insane.
Yeah.
The last I want to say year and a half to 2 years, I think I can count on two hands how many guys I either knew that and served with, or friends of mine that are no longer with us. And um, it's tough. Sometimes you just the help is there, but it's hard to accept the help, I guess. Coming from me personally, before I met my fiance, I was in a pretty bad spot, and I almost became one of the 22. But luckily, I kind of snapped out of it, and I couldn't have met her at a better time. And I just being able to be around and give back to those guys is just a really awesome feeling. So it's planning the event's been stressful as hell, but
Yeah. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, dude, I can't imagine having to plan all that. But like talking about that, like I've known people who have taken their life, and then that's a horrible thing for like the family and everyone that it has to go through. So yeah, I think it's a great thing that you guys are doing and try to fix those numbers.
yeah, definitely.
So we'll post those links tomorrow and all the information to anyone who wants to help. But you do you want to talk about the Green Bay Packers?
Of course, I want to talk about the Green Bay Panthers. And we have a straight up nerd moment, and this is probably going to embarrass my fiance a little bit, but I don't care. Do you know oh, what type of pun I'm making right now? Shirts is Darth Vader and says "Join the dark side."
I'm not sure.
Dude,
I
Aaron Rodgers was at Disneyland wearing a Star Wars shirt. He's a Star Wars guy like I am, but he's flirting with the dark side right now if he doesn't come back to Green Bay, which we know he's going to. So,
yeah. So do you think that he's coming back? Like I fully think that Rogers is coming back, and I've said it the whole time. But at first I was just being cocky because I'm like one of those guys that I'll just say what I wish, and I hope it comes true. Like I'm like I can't admit like but I fully think that Aaron Rodgers is coming back. I think that probably was a plan the whole time. I don't think he ever because like he doesn't have a lot of options. So what's your thoughts on that?
well, I think if he leaves Green Bay, he's going to play for 2 seasons, realize that he left his best situation he was in and retire early, which would be a shame. Um, Looking at his situation, I can see it from both sides. If you're the superstar quarterback, why are they not only surrounding him with talent, but keeping the talent that he has? Because he raises a good point. Um, think to when Goody first took over, Jordy Nelson offered to take a pay cut to stick around. They got rid of his best target and they kept an injury plagued Randall Cobb, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he only played part of the season because he got injured and then he was gone after that year. Look at, the Jake Kummerow thing. Oh, he was praising him and, Whitewater Jesus, yada, yada, yada. And 2 days later, they cut him. Look at, Casey Hayward. Yeah, he was injured, but all of a sudden
Yeah,
he
he
turned into.
balled out when he left.
Yeah. So looking at it from that aspect, I can kind of sympathize with him. And then looking at it from the front office standpoint, I can also understand it. I just think the way, the Jordan Love pick, everyone's all skeptical about it, but you got to remember he was a first round quarterback for a reason.
Yeah.
And until we actually see him on the field, I think that's unfair to throw him under. Granted, he's no Aaron Rodgers, not yet. That'll obviously take time, but I like him better than Blake Bortles. I was kind of mad that Tim Boyle went to Detroit. I still think he deserved a chance anyway. But the manner in which they drafted Jordan Love without even, excuse me, that's a beer burp. Whenever what they should have done on draft night, hey, Aaron, right now this is our plan. We're giving you a 5-year window. But if this situation pans out, you're still our guy, but it's just gonna be a 4-year window. And I guarantee if they would have just kept him in the loop and been blunt and honest, I don't see why he would have been mad about that.
Yeah, I kind of, because like I'm on the fence, because like I'm on both sides, because I get what the team is trying to do and I get Aaron Rodgers' point of view, but I do think like even the simplest thing at Jake Kummerow is bring Aaron Rodgers in. Like we know he just said these things in the media, so maybe say, hey, we're gonna cut this dude. We know he's your guy, but like this is why we're gonna do it. This is our plan, and he don't fit it. Whatever the reason is. And then no, don't ask permission. I'm not saying like the team should be asking him everything that they do, but like I think if he's your star quarterback, even if it's not Aaron Rodgers, even if it's Patrick Mahomes, a young kid, if it's your star quarterback, I don't think there's anything wrong with saying this is our plan. Here's a heads up. Like not ask permission because everyone has a boss. Players have a boss, and but when you have a star quarterback like that, I don't think it's crazy to say, hey, we're going to run a few things by you that affects the offense. So yeah, I get Rodgers' point, but especially with Jordy, like he said he would take a pay cut. Like I'm no GM, so like I don't even know. Like I don't even to say like, oh, they should have done this or should have done that. But obviously they took a left where they should have took a right at some point because here we are. And but like the whole thing with Rodgers missing, like he missed mandatory mini camp. Like he didn't miss training camp yet. So like everyone has said like he's on a holdout, which he is technically, but he like if he's not there for training camp, then I'll start worrying. But I think all signs point to he's going to be there. AJ Hawk, who was with Rodgers for a week, said he thinks Rodgers is coming back, and he was with them. So I'm doubting that AJ Hawk never brought up the subject. Like, hey, yo, you going to go to work? Like they're hanging out together. So I think Rodgers will be there like when it matters, whether it's the beginning of training camp. Hopefully it's the beginning of training camp because I think he wants that too. Because if he's going to be there, he knows he's got a rookie wide receiver sitting there. He's got to get timing down with, get to know. The offense is going to flow. He knows that this team is good. The defense is going to get better. The offense is going to be good. They lost a big part of their offensive line. They drafted a rookie. But I'm very optimistic anyways, like as a fan. Like every year I think, oh, they're gonna be fantastic. But this year I really think that they have a great squad.
Yeah, I honestly think they're going to be better this year. I love what they did in the draft. I'm actually a Bayport High School graduate, so Cole Van Lannon, don't mess around. You can rock the spot, buddy.
Yeah, I like that. So you say that you have high hopes for the season. Do you have a record prediction for this year?
Oh, geez. I'd have to look at the schedule again. I'll say they're what, a 17 game?
Yeah, because it's 17. So they went 13-3 the last 2 years. So like I was saying, I see them winning. You can look at a schedule and like break it down each game, but I always just ball it. 13, 14 wins. I think like Mark is saying here, 14-3. I can see that. Like I'm right about 13-4, 14-3, or maybe undefeated. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say probably that 13-4, maybe 12-5. If they get lucky, I don't know. I think Tampa's gonna give us a run again. I don't really see any other NFC teams, being better than us in Tampa.
Oh, the Cowboys. Everyone's saying the Cowboys. Oh, I saw this post the other day. I was gonna make a video about it because Cowboy fans always like to say every year, oh they're gonna test Tampa. It's an NFC Championship game. It's gonna be Cowboys, dude. Every year, I was gonna make a video about it, but I made a video about the Vikings saying the same dumb crap the day before. I was like, well, I can't just make the same video. I should just edited it and added Cowboys instead of Vikings. Viking fans, I saw. I forget what player it was. I think it was Anthony Barr. So this is a Super Bowl winning team. Get out of here. The Vikings, just like the Cowboys, every year. I get jacked up when I start talking about this because it irritates me. All the off-season champs every year talking about what they're gonna do, and they don't do anything. Just shut up. Let your play do the talking. I mean, I talk a lot of crap, so I shouldn't say that because it's not even my play I'm talking about. It's other people's play. But I think players, you don't hear Buccaneer players and Packer players talking about they're going to win the Super Bowl every offseason. It's always the Vikings, the Cowboys, and the people in the media jacking them up. And then once the season starts, everyone gets quiet. I didn't know. Okay. And then they're just trash. So what you're thinking about the NFC North? Who do you think comes in second? Because the Packers are coming in first.
Is that a serious question? The Packers will win in the landslide. Jared Goff in Detroit? That'll be he'll be a free agent in fantasy football if anyone with a brain knows what they're doing. Wow. I can't believe they actually got rid of Matt Stafford, though.
Yeah, I think he wanted out, and they just kind of gave in. We're like, all right, we'll let you go. It's kind of like being in prison, and he kept appealing it, and they're like, fine, you can go. We're going to let you run free. Because, look at all the careers that the Lions wasted. Barry Sanders, Kelvin Johnson, guys who just retired because, I don't want to suck. I'm the best, one of the best in the league at what I do, and you guys do nothing to help. Kind of the same thing people are saying about the Packers now. But, yeah, I think... yeah, I think it'll be the Bears that come in second. It depends on their quarterback play. I don't know if they're gonna how soon Justin Fields will play. If he plays early, they probably won't do as well. But I think that, and that's not a knock on him because I think that he possibly could be a good quarterback. But a lot of guys first year they get thrown in, they don't do as well because they make those rookie mistakes. But some guys do. So hopefully he doesn't come out balling. But I think Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, a lot of these guys sat and they learned. I think that benefits quarterbacks, but a lot of quarterbacks, they just throw them in there the first year, Justin, is it Gilbert? I don't know why I'm forgetting him, but for the Chargers, Herbert.
Yeah,
I don't know why I said that wrong, but he did his thing. Some guys do, some guys don't. But either way, I think the Bears are going to be number 2. I mean, it'll be a battle. Maybe the Vikings surprise people because the Vikings sometimes start fast. They'll even go 6-0 and then they just die off. And they just
more accurate. I love it.
So, outside of NFC, I think an interesting team is the Patriots because they still got Bill Belichick. They got a new quarterback. I forget who they drafted, but a quarterback that a lot of people are excited about.
Alabama. Oh crap! What's his name? The kid from Alabama, Mac Jones.
Yeah, Mac Jones. All right. I was seeing the name in the comments because Mark, my guy Mark, he's always helped me out in the comments. We were talking about Herbert. He knew. Yeah, I forget names all the time. I barely remember my kids' names. But yeah, I'm interested to see what the Patriots can do because Bill Belichick obviously is the second best coach of all time behind Vince Lombardi. Definitely the best of his era. And with all the talk about Brady winning a Super Bowl and it was Brady the whole time, people are kind of throwing shade at Belichick. Belichick, people can say what they want, he cheats, and that's true. But they say if he ain't cheating, he ain't trying. But I'm interested to see. I think he'll be ready, and I'm sure Cam's gonna start the season off. I actually like Cam Newton. A lot of people give Cam Newton a hard time. I don't think that he's the end all be all anymore. I think Like he was talking when he got hurt, like 2016, he was never the same. But I actually like Cam. I like because he's very confident. He's fun. I think he's fun to watch. He's seems like a funny guy. He's always got cool outfits on. I couldn't pull those off, but
I think you could, Matt. We should do pick out like 3 of his most flamboyant outfits and just do like a side by side, and I think you'd be surprised.
I don't think I could afford the outfits. They probably cost more than my house.
I would have to say, outside of the NFC, my team to watch this year, and I'm kind of biased when I say this, it's going to be the Ravens.
Yeah.
They're actually my number 2 team, and when I was in high school, I always watched the Ravens on the side because I grew up idolizing Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. Hi, Sassy.
Yeah.
And then I think it was 2009 or 2010. I was at the game with my dad, and I remember that was the same year that The Blind Side came out, the Michael Oher story.
Yeah.
And we were at that game, and my dad works for Otis Elevator. He's one of the service techs that are at the stadium during all their like games and concerts and whatnot. And a lot of times I would just ride home with him. But the downside of that is I'd have to wait, 2 to 3 hours after the game's done because they have to sit inside while all the fans and workers filter out just in case anything breaks.
Yeah.
So when I started getting a little bit older, they used to park right next to where the away buses are. And over time, I would see players come out, and I actually have gotten quite a few autographs just hanging out on the fence. But that night in particular, I actually got lucky. Matt Catula, who was the former Wisconsin Badger long snapper, was the first one to sign. Shortly after, I actually got to meet the Tui family because I positioned myself perfectly right in front of the gate, so anybody that was coming in or out, I had to like move out of the way for them.
Yeah.
So I got Big Mike's autograph, and then right as the buses were about to leave, there was one more family of Ravens fans sitting there. The security guy went over to them and asked them who their player was, and he's like, "Oh, I know exactly where he is." And he ran onto a bus. Out comes Joe Flacco. At this point, I'm the only other person on the fence. The family went inside. I could kind of see Joe look over their shoulder a little bit, and this kid came running up. He's like, "Hey, can I borrow your Sharpie?" I'm like, "Yeah, here you go." And they did their thing. A couple minutes later, they all walk over, and Joe shakes my hand and asks me what I'm doing there. And I kind of explained to him how I've been doing this for years and how my ride is still in the stadium. And he thought that was cool as hell and signed my I talked to him for like 5 minutes. It was a game day roster. It fit perfectly in an 8x10. So if there's any parents that want to get their kids some bigger names, I've gotten Drew Brees, Julius Jones, Sean O'Hara, Antrel Roll, quite a few bigger names over the years. But now that I'm, almost 30, I don't really do that anymore. It's more for the kids at this point. But ever since then, I've followed the Ravens religiously. And after I graduated boot camp, it was February of 2013. The first NFL game I saw was the Ravens Super Bowl victory. So that was just, it wasn't the Packers, unfortunately, but it was still kind of bittersweet to watch my other team go out and win it. So I actually have a Lamar Jackson black home jersey, big trust.
Yeah. Dude, I love Lamar Jackson. I think he's so fun to watch. He's like Cam Newton, like in his prime, but like better. Like,
yeah.
I love Lamar Jackson. Like everyone makes these jokes about he's a running back, this and that. I don't care what you call him. He's entertaining as hell. Like when the Ravens are playing, I'm watching just for entertainment wise. It's the same thing like with the Chiefs. And like Mark over here talks about like the teams to watch this year: Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, and Jets in that order. I'm not sure about the Jets. Mark, I don't know if I can ride with you on that one.
The team to watch? What are they going to be on watch for the number 1 overall pick again? Come on.
But the Bills and the Dolphins and the Patriots. I mean, maybe the Jets. Maybe I'm missing something, Mark. Mark might have to jump on the show someday soon and explain to me that one. But maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. They got some. And they can only go up, right?
Donovan Payton says he dresses like.
Oh, he said that's AFC East ranking. All right, now I'm with you, Mark. He was saying that's AFC East ranking, but Bills though, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Mark. I apologize.
I
No,
could
but
definitely see the Bills and the Dolphins for sure, but the Jets.
yeah, I think he's saying that the Jets are going to be in last. But the Bills, I think, are a very exciting team to watch in the AFC. I would love to see them really do something extra this year and knock off the Chiefs. I have no hate for the Chiefs. I think both have huge fan bases. Both are fun to watch. Obviously, they both have exciting young quarterbacks. Bills, Josh Allen, he's got a lot to prove. A lot of people were talking about last year for MVP, he just didn't have the numbers. And Aaron Rodgers did his thing. But I think Josh Allen is the future. I think he's going to come out swinging this season. I think that Bills team is going to be scary in the AFC.
Oh, no doubt. I completely agree. I actually, so I've been commuting up to Sturgeon Bay for work over the last month. So I'm usually in my truck around 4 o'clock, driving the hour and a half drive up there. And I listened to the Amy Lawrence show on The Fan, and they were talking about Josh Allen this morning. And it's just interesting to see, he's about to get a massive payday.
Yeah.
But some of them are kind of worried with his injury history. But if he can stay healthy, yeah, I could definitely see him putting up like a Brett Favre type of career where, just a straight up gunslinger. And he'll scramble out of the pocket for a few years. But I hope this doesn't happen because he's a good dude. But I think if he keeps running the ball as much as he does, he's going to hurt his knee. And then I think he's going to be limited to just, pocket passing. But either way, like, dude's a generational talent.
Yeah. And I remember like Favre talking about it, like when he was getting older. I think Rodgers is in the same situation, Brady, all these guys. He was saying, like, yeah, I can't run anymore, but obviously Rodgers still can run. He's still got a little bit left in the legs. But he was saying that the older you get, the smarter you get. So like reading defense, like Favre I remember him saying, like, I know what the Bears are running every single time. Every single time the Bears are on the field, I know their defense. And I think it's funny that so many quarterbacks do know the defense. I forget who it was I forget what quarterback was saying it, but he was saying that Phillip Rivers, it was, that he was telling the defense when they were lined up wrong because he knew what defense that they were running. And he was like, hey, 57, you're lined up wrong. And they're like, yeah, he's right. He was right because he knew the defense. So these veteran guys, they really don't need the legs help. It's like a bonus, but they know the defense. I'm sure even some young guys, that are extra smart and studying, like these guys study more per week on a game than I ever did in school. So
yeah,
like, they're prepared, unlike me for a podcast.
Well, shoot, I wish I could get paid millions to watch football film. That's got to be a nice gig.
Dude, I wouldn't mind. I don't like the getting hit part.
Yeah.
And the lack of skill.
Hey, I've seen that video. Weren't you playing catch with someone?
Yeah. That was a video I made because Jamal Williams posted a video on Instagram of him working out and like catching routes and doing all these things. And I love Jamal Williams, even though he plays for the Lions now. He's like one of the greatest guys. And so I was like, I'm gonna make a video, act like I'm with him at practice. And then like I run and I fall down. He actually loved it. He commented on it. It was like, oh, you're funny or whatever. But yeah, dude, I have no athletic ability, dude. My podcast room is upstairs. I get winded walking up here. That's why I bring a cooler full of beer now, because I learned my lesson. If I had to run downstairs over and over, that's like a workout. I don't need that in my life. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, and I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that too. But I appreciate you jumping on. I think it's great stuff that you're doing, and happy to help any way I can. And but let's keep it rolling. You know what I mean? But before we head out of here, I do want to talk about one thing. All right, you guys want some hot sauce? If you go to fuegobox.com, use promo code Matt10, you get 10% off all your products and subscriptions. Just use promo code Matt10. They scour like the earth looking for the best hot sauce. Like they don't. I don't think that they actually make the hot sauce. They find the best hot sauce. You can get subscriptions. They send it right to your house. It's a beautiful thing. Comes in a beautiful box. I can show you, but I'm using it to hold my beer right now because I got a few of these boxes. They're actually great boxes. I use them to hold stuff. It's a beautiful thing. So check out fuegobox.com to get yourself the best hot sauce in all the land. And there you go. Promo code Matt10. But dude, I really appreciate you joining me. Hopefully one day we can meet up. We can do some stuff. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, no, thanks again for having me and, for helping us promote the organization. We're still pretty small, but, the more we get the word out, the quicker we grow, and, the faster we grow, the more help we can provide. But just a quick reminder, if anyone's listening, if you have any veterans in your family, know any friends that served or are currently serving, get them on the Fallen Outdoors Facebook page. It's 100% free. There's no membership cost, no nothing. We just give all of our trips away. It's super easy. And as far as the 24th, if anyone wants to bring their boat to take some guys on the water, I'm still taking boats. I think we had 28 or 29 last I counted. But the more boats we get, the more guys I can get out.
So that's kind of like what it is like anybody with a boat can just get a hold of them and say, hey, I got a boat. I'll take some guys, or does everyone involved have to be a veteran?
No, for this event, I've got civilians, I've got veterans. Basically, if you're a boat owner and want to give back, whether you're a veteran or not, doesn't matter. Anybody that participates, whether it's the veterans that could pick to go on the trip, or if it's the boat owners donating their time to take veterans on the water, the Bridge Bar in Fremont is going to be offering half-price wings and pizza that day. So just try to get in touch with me, sooner the better, just so I can give the bar a more accurate head count. And then, yeah, if anyone wants to donate to the bucket raffle or silent auction, I've got a pretty decent amount of stuff donated, but the more we get, the more money we raise. So if anyone's interested, please, by all means, even if it's just a couple bucks here or there, or if it's anything stereotypical to a bucket raffle, pretty much anything that would generate interest to buy a raffle ticket and raise money, we'll take it. We won't say no.
Yeah. So everybody who's listening, or if you're watching, or if you watch this later and you want to get a hold of them, if you're a veteran and you want to get into this Facebook group, let me know. I'll put you in contact. I also shared a Facebook post from him. So if you could probably message him there, but I can get you all the info, whether you want to donate, whether you're a veteran and want to get involved with the Facebook group and get involved with these trips, whatever you need, hit me up. I'll point you in the right direction. Like I said, I think you're doing a great thing, and I'm glad to help.
Yeah, seriously, Matt, thanks again. And one of these days we'll definitely get you on the water with us for sure. I think it'd be kind of cool to do a live podcast from a boat.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're much of a fisherman, but I just feel like there's an opportunity to make some of your famous TikTok videos.
I actually haven't fished in years. I'm horrible at it, and but I'm like, I used to go ice fishing with people. I didn't really ice fish. I just drank beer. But it's cool to be around all the people. I've been fished since I was a kid. But and I'm like that. That's the most un-Wisconsin thing to say. I shouldn't even admit it. I'm not good at it, but I love being around it because I think it's such a great thing. But it's just not as much my thing. But I'm definitely down to hang out, do some fishing, watch people fish and drink beer or whatever.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat, pun intended.
I appreciate everyone who's tuning in. Like I said, if you want to get in contact with them or the Facebook group or whoever you want to do it, if you want to donate, if you're a veteran and you want to be involved, hit me up. I'll point you in the right direction. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Go Pack Go. Appreciate you, Alex, for jumping out with me.
Absolutely, Matt. Anytime. And seriously, thanks again. On behalf of Team Wisconsin, we can't thank you enough.
Yeah, no problem, man. Go Pack Go.